Hi there, welcome to Shopcast number 33. This one is all about Rowan Fine Tweed, so yet another one of our new fall yarns. Look! It comes in 24 really beautiful, gorgeous colors. I've already spent about 2 hours on various work days just playing with different color combinations of this for different projects I have in my mind. It's lovely. We are short just one color right now. We're waiting for a dark purple, but the rest of them are here. And let me give you details. Rowan Fine Tweed, $5.95 for 90 meters / 95 yards. Sorry, 98 yards. It's 100% wool, which is actually really unusual because tweed yarns tend to be a mixture of wool, and then the little tweedy bits are made from cotton or viscose or some other non-wool thing. But these ones are unusual. Let me show you the gorgeousness of my manicure. Okay, manicure's a little bit bright, but lovely tweedy yarn. And all those little flecks for this particular yarn are also wool. If you come in and you looked at the Rowan Felted Tweed, the DK weight, or Blackstone Ridge, yeah, those ones are all a mix of fibers. But this 100% wool, do expect it to felt. I haven't seen anyone doing felting projects with it yet. There is a hat that's very popular on Ravelry using this yarn that is a stranded hat, and it does kind of a little flowery effect. It's very cool. I'll show you in a few minutes what I'm doing with it. But the other details you need to know, it is a 26.5 stitches per 4 inches gauge. So that's kind of like a sport weight or really heavy fingering. They do recommend doing it on a 3 1/4 millimeter needle, and 100% wool means hand wash or else bad things happen. Okay, the project I am currently doing is this. The striped study shawl. I am not going to try and pronounce her name. It has umlauts in it. I have no idea how to pronounce umlauts. She's from Finland. We actually have another one of her designs in the store. If you saw the really lovely sweater dress that we did in Drops Alpaca last winter, it's a cranberry color. It's one of hers. It has really cool pockets. And she also has another shawl design out right now that's, again, kind of these asymmetrical stripes that change shapes and sizes and do cool things. I think her other one is a simple, like just one big wedge, where this is actually a V-shaped triangle. Anyway, let me show you a picture again while I'm talking. So it starts at the top and it builds out, and these wedges are bigger, and these wedges over here, get my fingers going in the right place, are skinnier because you're doing short rows back and forth. It's pretty straightforward for short rows because you don't have to pick up the wrap since it's in garter stitch, and they'll just get hidden in the way in. Let me show you what I've managed to do in one day of shop knitting. Francesca and I spent about half an hour or so this morning discussing colors. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a gradient. So I've got cream and then 2 of the lighter beiges, and I'll show you where it's going from here. Honestly, I could spend all day just choosing other things. So that's my gradient. And we were looking at all the projects on Ravelry, and if you go to this pattern and look at the projects and go into advanced search and then choose most favorited, you'll see the very top one is someone who actually did multiple colors, and she went from her cream and then she had a dark border color, which I'm using the Tweedy Black for, and then she goes from lights to darks in the middle and then back out to lights again, and then her deep border and then back into cream. So that's what I'm doing. This is a 4.5 millimeter needle that I'm using. I have markers placed as requested by the designer. Listen to designers, they tell you important things like using markers. And it's garter stitch, which means it's all knitting. When I block this, I'm actually probably not going to stretch it very much. It doesn't need stretching on a 4.5. It just needs to be washed, and then that'll help it full a little bit and fluff up and be wonderful. So because it's short rows and because it's increasing as I go, every row is getting a little bit slower. So towards the end, I will expect to be stuck in one color probably for one whole shift, and then eventually I'll be done. But this should be hanging around in the shop, so if you do want to take a look at it and feel what the yarn feels like when it's in process, hasn't been blocked yet, ask the staff to grab it out for you if I'm not around. Okay, other things to tell you about Rowan Felted Tweed. It would make a wonderful stranded sweater if you're doing something fairly lightweight. Other things to tell you about that particular shawl pattern is people have been doing it in gradient yarns, so our county yarn would be perfect for that, held with one of the Shetland tweeds right behind me to get something that's just beautiful. So the one tricky thing about what I'm doing is because I'm changing colors all the way along instead of just using two, I do have ends to deal with. And I got smart after the first one, and I started actually weaving my ends in as I went along. So this second color, the ends are already dealt with. I have nothing else to do later. This one, I'm about to go back and do another cream, so I need to weave that in right now before I carry on with the cream. The cream's just being held along this edge because the cream will be providing a pinstripe after I've done every color with the short rows. That makes sense, right? Right. I think it's dinner time and I need to go finish eating before I head to my class, so I will stop it here. Do come by and visit us. We are starting to get a little bit busier in the fall, but like today, rainy days seem to be a bit quieter, so if you're looking for a little bit more help or attention, do drop by. Midday tends to be best. It picks up a little bit more towards the end of the day. If you need lots of help, consider registering for one of my classes. I have space in my Monday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Knitters Helpline class. I think Mandy's class isn't full yet either, so our classes are designed so that you can bring whatever you are working on and get help. If you need help with a crochet project, I would hit Mandy's class before mine if Thursday nights works for you, because I'm an okay crocheter. She's a crochet designer as well as being a knitwear designer. So other class information can be found on our website. Drop us a line on Twitter or on Facebook, or come into the store and say hi. It's always nice to hear feedback, and thank you to those of you who've been giving me feedback. It's been fantastic. And I will talk to you soon. Have a great week. Bye.